It's time for Lucy. I think this is again like an incredible retelling of what the original episode was, and changing it up in a way that I think subverted the audience expectations a little bit. And man, what a good episode. So honestly, let's just get right into this discussion of the Ninjala anime episode 4, which focuses directly around Lucy. Now the question is Gung Ho gonna break my heart very early in this episode and then make it better? Hello ladies and gentlemen and all the core gamers out there, CAJ Man at 777 here, and welcome back. Once again, we're going to be discussing episode 4 of the Ninjala anime that centers around Lucy in this episode. We're going to talk about what I liked, we're going to talk about what I didn't like, and we're going to talk about the overall discussion and lore implications that this brings into the Ninjala universe. And again, I said it at the beginning, but man, they were faithful to this episode, and at the same way they subverted the audience expectations. So if you guys are here for the ride, make sure to also hit that like and subscribe button as we get right into talking about this video, because honestly I want to start more specifically, rather than the lore implications and everything, I want to start with the main focus around the episode, who was Lucy. Now if you guys don't know, Lucy is like one of my favorite characters in Ninjala. If I had to pick one of the guys in Ninjala and one of the girls in Ninjala to be my favorite characters, it's Lucy and Burton. The way they portray Lucy as a very energetic character and maybe just a little bit crazy thanks to her shinobi powers, I just thought was a really good idea overall. But in this episode, I think this was really interesting how they set this up. So the first thing we see, and the reason Gung Ho's been breaking my heart every time they show Lucy in the previous episodes, is because every time we've seen Lucy in the previous episodes, she's been alone, quiet, and her eye is covered with that eye patch. Going into this episode, I was thinking, wait, why does she have her eye patch already? And that's because what they do in this episode is, with her two other friends with the same ice cream scene that they had in the original anime, they have Lucy's powers get awakened actually in a flashback that happens 4 months prior to the events of where we see Lucy now at the current school, which is why she was alone all the time without any friends. And basically what ends up happening is you get the same scene that was exactly from like her original episode, where they all run into these really they all run into pretty much these basically street thugs, and they ruin the dude's drip, as he says, after they accidentally just get ice cream on it. And Lucy gets in the way to protect her friends, but in the process, obviously, she awakens her metal controlling shinobi abilities. Oh, they're totally gonna break my heart first. Oh! Oh!
でもさっきはちょっと怖かったな。怖い？
Oh, what? I did not expect them to take it in this direction.
そしたらルーシーがとっちめてくれたじゃない。私はやっぱり怖いな。大丈夫だって。もしもの時はあたいが二人を守るから。ありがとう、ルーシー。頼りになる。
てめえ、ざけんなよ。
何すんだよ。
うるせえ。
Oh my god.
これ押し受けして
The heck you gotta have guys like this in any like animated show. Awful. The twisted world. You have entered Lucy's dimension now, where she is queen. I can't believe they kept that line. It's really upsetting to see that it's like, it's not just her friends that see this. Like, everybody around her, when she initially awakens her ability, sees this, and it puts her in such a unfortunate and just depressed state that I hate to see, for one. That she kind of just shuts herself off.
けあたいが聞きたいくらいだよ。化け物。え、違うよ。あたいは化け物なんかじゃない。待て。そんな。
I love that they kept the line from the original episode, I banish you into darkness. I think that's so funny to me.
本物の化け物。警察呼んだ方がいいわよ。誰か動画撮った？
And, you know, her mom gets really concerned about her after she leaves.
ルーシー、どうかしたの？なんでもない。じゃあなんで鍵かけてるの？何かあったんじゃないの？なんでもないって言ってるでしょ。ルーシー。
And it's established at this point that Lucy's so closed off and not really talking to her family in this episode as much as you think. And then the mother and father of Lucy, they have actually a conversation, and the mother, who does have shinobi origin, is concerned that the reason Lucy's acting the way she is, nice, good frame drops, camera. The way that Lucy's acting the way she is because her mother thinks that she awakened her powers, and that's why she's so closed off. And not only that, but the whole conversation before the mother and father discussed that Lucy possibly might have awoken her shinobi powers is that Lucy wants a transfer to another school. So rather than seeing what I think was a very similar school and just having a different person in the original episode, Lucy ends up transferring over to another school. But with the eye patch, she remains her closed-off self, and she remains kind of quiet until, once again, Chloe comes into the picture, which is Lucy's other friend from the original episode.
何があったんだい？
いじめられたの？
お友達と喧嘩でもしたのかい？
友達？転校したい。転校したい。
いいのかい？本当に転校させて。
本人がそうしたいっていうのなら。
でもただのわがままかもしれないよ。
だとしても、もしかしたらあの子にもあの力が。
あの力？まさか君が言っていた忍びの？
So her parents are well aware of the descendant. Is the other friend gonna show up? Yup.
あなた、絵うまいんだ。
Very keep to herself. Just cause of one, like that'd be so traumatic though to go through. It really would.
ルーシー、一緒に帰ろう。
But the way they play this out with Chloe is very different, and I like the way they did this.
危ない。ルーシーは一番の友達よ。あたいは化け物じゃない。化け物の仕業じゃない。あたいはやっぱりあたいは。
Ooh, they changed that up. And they do a really good job of that overall. There are really fun scenes in this episode as well, I would say. The one that makes me laugh a little bit with Lucy in this episode is literally the one day she's going to school, and it's the funniest thing because it's literally me. Like, I'm especially now in the wintertime with all the snow we've been getting up here. It turns into a situation where Lucy's just covered in all the blankets on her bed, and that's literally me. That's literally me any day I have to get up. I'm getting up, I'm hitting the snooze alarm, and the covers are going back on, and I'm going back to sleep.
急いで朝ごはん食べないと遅刻よ。
That's how I wake up in the morning. I'm just covered in all the blankets. I'm not getting up. I ain't getting up. Those are just some of the little things in the episode that I really liked. But they also establish the relationship between Lucy's mom and Lucy and explain the Shinobi heritage a little bit more that Lucy had from her mom. And that relationship wasn't like fully present in the original episode with her mom explaining as much to Lucy as she did in the original episode. But in this episode, the revamp, they explain it a bit more, which I really like. And they explain that when Lucy's mother was Lucy's age, Lucy's mom had the power of Shinobi as well.
パパもママも知ってるんでしょ。あたいが友達を助けたいって思ったら、街灯がグネグネした気持ち悪いのに変わって、地面に突き刺さって。ねえ、あたい化け物なの
？She's so upfront about it too.
ルーシー、あなたは化け物なんかじゃない。絶対に。ただ、人より優れた力があるだけ。
優れた力？
お母さんもね、子供の頃、あなたと同じ忍びの力があったのよ。
忍びの力？
お母さんには忍者の血が流れているんだ。
忍者？
君にもその血が流れているんだよ。
私もね、ルーシーと同じ年。
Her eye color wasn't right there. Oh, come on, you can't do that to me. As an animator, I'm looking at that and I'm going, you broke the rules!
それからはずっと忍びの力を隠して生きてきた。でも、普通に暮らしていても、その力を使わざるを得ない瞬間ってあるでしょ?
Is it the same power of Shinobi? I don't necessarily think so. I think it did. I don't think Lucy's mother necessarily had control of the metal. But that brings up an interesting point that I'm going to talk later, because it doesn't seem like Lucy's mother has the power of Shinobi anymore, even though she has the heritage, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But that sets up Lucy's family sending her to the WNA. But what's the subversion of expectation in this episode is you'd think we'd see Lucy going to the WNA. Now, they don't do that in this episode. We actually get a whole new scene that wasn't really in the original episode.
っていうか、あの闇が化け物じゃないなら何なの？あの闇もあたいの一部？っていうか、あたいそのもの？やめろよ！
うるせえよお前ら。
Oh, we're gonna get a scene that wasn't in the original.
待てよ！ぶつかっといて無視かよ！恥かかせやがって！邪魔だよ。あたいに触ると。
They're changing this!
友達になってやってもいいけど。なんだこれ！
So they changed this rather than her doing it at the WNA. They had a whole nother setup for this, and of course she walks into the Honey Punk store too. Overall, I would say the way they handled Lucy's revamp, if you guys haven't watched the episode, it's available for a week yet, so make sure you go watch it. But I really like the way they set up Lucy's revamp. I do think they did a good job of it. I think they explained a bit more, and I absolutely love that extra scene before Lucy like discovers herself and embraces that, you know, her darker powers side, which I think is really neat. And I love the flashback. I actually did not expect the flashback at all. I thought it was going to be Lucy kind of meets up with the first two friends and then Chloe comes in, but I love the way they changed everything up for that. I think it flows better too. There was one thing that bugged me in specifically Lucy's part as well, and that was, it's a small oversight on the animator's part. I can't blame him for doing it, but as an animator, this hurts me, and it crushes me, and it's a consistency issue, and it's not with the modeling. It's not with the modeling at all. No, this is just it's a small oversight that the animation director might not have seen at the time, but it's established after Lucy awakens her eye that the one eye is red, and when she's talking to her family about that, it cuts to a front shot of Lucy, and then both of her eyes are blue again, and then it cuts back and Lucy's one eye is red again, and I'm looking at that and I'm going, like, what else did we get in this episode? Oh, we got the first look at Gumchi. We got the first look at Gumchi in this episode. One of the mascots of Ninjala, if not the mascot of Ninjala, besides, you know, the characters. And they made Gumchi so cute. Or we're gonna get Gumchi for the first time. And it is adorable. That's all I have to say about Gumchi. They put adorable Kappa in the scene too, but man, they made Gumchi so cute. I like that scene. It starts off the episode too, which I think is nice. So it's a small little scene. We were introduced to Gumchi for the first time, and we're gonna get more as we go on. The biggest lore that we really get in this episode, again, as I hinted at, was Lucy's mother possibly not having the powers of Shinobi at her age anymore, and the fact that this evil WNA organization, as we said, they're now after Ron, Burton, and Baraka, as we established in the last episode. But the lore establishment here is that this other end of this evil ninja organization has their own prototypes of the ninja gum ready.
Ninja gum も完成。量産も始まったか。いいニュースだ。
And that is a bombshell of information, because now we know that the way Ron's going to change into a kid might involve the other side of the WNA, if not him going back and stealing some of the completed ninja gum from the organization he currently works with, which again we've established, and I'm pretty sure that Jane also works for the same evil ninja, you know, clan that Ron was working with, because they try and take him out in this episode. It's such an interesting idea, because now you have this rival ninja clan with prototype ninja gum stolen. That, again, Ron gave them the data for. I want to be very clear on that. But it also seems like on the other end, we see the dude with the red hair on his side, which we haven't seen in a while either. He says, it seems like he works for the actual WNA itself, and they have their own ninja gum ready as well from what was already developed, which... well, probably because from all the stuff they took from Burton and Baraka after they completed the research and they wanted to remove it off the face of existence. I think the whole purpose of creating the ninja gum was to help kids awaken their shinobi powers, or help ninja awaken their shinobi powers, and then once that was completed, they removed all traces of it, except it's, in this case, all traces of that data have not been removed because Ron gave it to the evil organization, which brings me to question... Is that how the Shadow Ninja come to be? Is that how one of Baraka's old colleagues in Story Mode Chapter 2 comes to... I hope they somehow tie in the story chapters into the anime episode, because I think that's such a good idea. And what I like about the scene with Burton, Baraka, and Ron, the one scene that we do get with them, especially with the lore implications, is it looks like Ron was literally about to take out Burton and Baraka. He was about to... until another member of that same clan walks up to Burton and Baraka. And Baraka's not fooled for a second.
でもさ、ガムの力をもっと出していいなら、もっとすごい大道芸ができるんだけどね。
あんまり目立っちゃうとまずいよ。
十分目立ってるよ。
もっとすごい技見せてくれないか？
そんなにくれるの？
ただしその刀を見せてほしい。
どうぞどうぞ。ほら、ベレッカ。
いいわよ。見せてあげる。
She knows. She knows.
忍者。
なんで私たちを。
Destroyed. Absolutely bodied. And not only does Baraka just absolutely body this guy, but then we get the same organization going after Ron. And Ron is questioning why the heck are they coming after him. Now, he doesn't know a hit has basically been put out on him. So now he's got to look behind his back and everything like that. But it seems like this evil ninja clan, this other rival organization, does not have all the data on the ninja gum. They don't they have prototypes ready, but they might not know how it fully works, as the one organization is the one member. Basically, I don't think they have full access to the weapons tech that Burton and Bereka initially have with the Ninja Gum, which I think is such an interesting concept. But that brings me to the one point I wanted to say with Lucy's mother. Now, Lucy's mother, as I already said, states at one point that she, at Lucy's age, had the power of Shinobi. But this makes me question, does she still have the power of Shinobi? Because it's implied as you grow older, you lose that power of Shinobi. Now, maybe this is the case indeed with Lucy's mother, but it's not necessarily the case as we've seen with Ron, as Ron has been able to literally ninja vanish. He has been able to clone himself in the initial encounter with Burton and Bereka after they developed the Ninja Gum. I think it's really a matter of training, but I also think that the powers of Shinobi awaken in kids faster than they can awaken in adults, which is probably why the Ninja Gum turns them back into kids, so they can utilize the power of Shinobi more effectively. And we've seen this with other characters who have awakened, especially of the other kid characters, who have awakened their Shinobi powers. We had Van, after he ate the Ninja Gum, awoken his powers. But characters without the Ninja Gum that awoken their powers were Lucy's mom, supposedly, based on what we've been told. Lucy, who has the power to control metal. And Emma, who has super hearing. So it seems to be that it's easier to awaken the power of Shinobi in kids than it is as an adult. Probably unless you go through some training like you would assume Ron's Ninja Clan also did, as, you know, they're able to vanish and they're able to do awesome ninja things. So it's an interesting concept to think about, which is why all the characters might be kids. But that also gets me to think, with their prototype Ninja Gum with Ron's evil organization being completed, do some of them infiltrate Ninjala? Is this just the biggest game of espionage we've ever seen? And in the game of Ninjala, there's actually like a lore implication where there are evil ninjas battling in Ninjala, and the WNA doesn't know about it, but that's why they run these tournaments, to see if they can, you know, weed them out or help awaken the kids' Shinobi powers. Because that seems like what it's more established, to awaken the kids' Shinobi powers by using that Ninja Gum to help awaken it. And again, we saw it with Van in the last episode. So I just think that's such an interesting concept to think about, where as a kid it might be easier with training to awaken your powers, or it just happens naturally at the cause of a traumatic event or a shocking event. Because it doesn't seem like, it seems like Burton and Bereka, we don't know what their inherent ninja powers are. All we know is that Burton is a descendant of Hanzo, who is probably one of the first ninjas, I'm assuming. So he has like the long bloodline, or like the strongest bloodline, but we don't really get a glimpse at their true ninja powers like we do some of the other characters. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that going forward. I like that they keep establishing the lore of stuff like that as this episode goes forward. And for as far as the episode goes, we know that we're getting Emma next episode, so we are gonna get a recreation of Emma's Ninjala anime episode, which is, I think it was episode 3 or 4, because I know they did Kappa as well. I think Kappa was after Emma. Eventually, everything's going to have to connect. Now, whether that they do that within the 12 episodes of the original Ninjala anime airing, or they end up doing another season, I don't know as they go through. But we still have a lot of episodes to go through. This was only the third. Or the... Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. I think this is the third or fourth. This is the 4th anime episode they've done. So we still have 8 more to go. So that's a lot of stuff to really dive into as we go forward. And I'm very much looking forward to diving in to it as well. But let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below. Let me know what you guys think of my little theory about the Shinobi powers awakening in kids faster than they can awaken in adults, or if adults lose their Shinobi powers as they get older unless they have training like Ron did. Let me know, because I think this is such an... the lore that Ninjala established that we didn't get for the longest time is here, and I'm all for it. So just let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and even hit up my Discord if you haven't already. We like to do a lot of Ninjala discussions on the anime as well. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, you guys know what to do. Just hit the like and subscribe button. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Maybe I say it twice. Maybe I say it 3 times. Maybe I just make a video that says like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I don't know. At this point, I'm just enjoying my time making videos for you guys, and it's been a wild ride recently with making all this awesome content. So yeah, I'm all down for it, and I'm down to make some more awesome content for you guys. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until then, this is CAJ Man 777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.